So Steam decided to have a sneaky SimFest sale where some popular as well as some hidden gems are currently on sale. So coming up, I'll be featuring some incredible factory simulators, business tycoons, vehicle sims, job sims, and of course city building and colony sims, all coming with some incredible discounts. Hey everyone, it's Marco here, and if you find something you enjoy, maybe leave a like or even subscribe to find more games that'll just wreck your entire weekend. Starting off the list with some business simulators, like first is News Tower, because I just had to include this one. It reminds me of the old school days of management titles where you get to run your own newspaper company during the 1930s in New York. You'll drop down some desks and a printing press or two, hire some reporters, and off you go. But that's only half the fun, as you need to find some hot scoops where you need to put the best people on the stories and then place some of the best ones on the front page as you try and sell as many copies as you can. The game is incredibly addictive. There's this mad rush as you're trying to get your paper out on time, all while trying to grow your footprint to other areas on this map. Here you'll come across various factions like the mob, the mayor, high society, and even the army gets involved. These come with some side quests that will win over someone but might get you in trouble with someone else. There's always choices and consequences. The pace itself is very frantic, but I've had so much fun in this tycoon game that I don't often feel. News Tower is also currently 30% off, or like 17 bucks, and I highly recommend it if you're looking for a business tycoon that you can just sink so many hours into. And then changing perspectives, up next is Overcrowd, this 2.5D commute 'em up, which yeah, I never knew was a genre, but here we are. Like someone saw Habbo Hotel and was like, hey, let's turn it into a game about designing and building an efficient metro station. You'll need to build rooms on different levels, connecting them all together, and slowly watching your train station become filled with commuters going about their day. Managing staff is also a thing in the game, so you'll need to set priorities and make sure you're going to keep everyone happy. Eventually, you'll need more space and have to carve out some of the dirt around you, helping you satisfy a need to see more and more people in your environment. Sure, it's got its issues, like the devs are no longer working on the game and it can feel a bit clunky at times, but still, it's a lot of fun to play. Also, right now, Overcrowd is 80% off, or like $4. Such a bargain if you're looking for just something different to play. And now, if you're looking for a political sim, what about Suzerain? As President Anton Reign, you'll be able to lead your country into something great, or I don't know, maybe just run it into the ground. This is a political story game that comes with lots of different interesting plots and pathways, or relating to local and international politics. You know the deal: corruption, economic issues, civil unrest, war. There's a whole bunch of different factors going on. It is very text heavy, so get ready to read, like a lot. But essentially, you'll get to feel what a leader of a country feels like. Yeah, you won't be able to satisfy everyone, as the game gives you so much freedom to just do whatever you want. So often it feels like an RPG, except with dialogue boxes as far as the eye can see. But still, it's definitely one of the most unique political sims out there, and during the sale, Suzerain is 70% off, or like $6, a massive bargain for fans who are into the genre. Moving on to some factory building sims, Shapes 2 is definitely in my top 3. It's a game about building these vast space factories that extract shapes, dismantle them, and then put them back together into completely new ones. You'll be sending all of these shapes into this massive vortex, hitting these objectives while you're at it, and then unlocking new machines to help you out. It might seem very overwhelming at first, but the game does such a great job at slowly introducing new concepts. For me, personally, I love the game. It was very hard to stop playing it, like it didn't come with all that stress that I found in other factory sims. I used the word zen-like in my review of this game, and it's exactly that. You'll find yourself just zoning in or out, depending on how you look at it, having all the worries of modern life just melt away as you keep going. Every time you fulfill a quota, a new shape gets to be created, and the challenge of running a tight ship becomes so immensely satisfying. You'll discover shortcuts, better ways of producing hundreds or even thousands of shapes, and you just can't put it down. Shapes 2 is also 40% off right now, or like $18, and it's honestly one of the best games I've played in ages. Then changing up the scene a bit is Dyson Sphere Program, which might sound like your next vacuum cleaner, but honestly this might be my favorite factory building sim of all time. I'll never forget the first time I got my hands on it, and again I just could not put it down. My factory was messy, conveyor belts just all over the place, but I love just flying around in my bumblebee-like robot, just witnessing what I've created. The most recent update comes with enemies that you'll need to take down with various weapons and whatnot, but if that's not your vibe, you can turn it off and just go full Zen mode, where you're just trying to build a Dyson sphere that can harness the energy of a star. Like, the scale of this game just blows my mind every time I think about it. The music is amazing, it looks great, and it also runs smoothly despite making factories that can span multiple planets. Dyson Sphere Program is also 20% off right now, which doesn't sound like a lot, but it's $16. Yes, it's still in early access, but it never feels like it, and I highly recommend it if you value great gameplay over quality sleep. And then when it comes to vehicle simulators, to me MudRunner is one of the best, especially if you love anything off-road. I played it when it was still called Spin Tires, and it was just so brutal, like it's hard to explain until you actually play it. The game comes with these large sandbox maps that say, hey, don't you want to just go to this point in the map and grab some wood or whatever? It seems easy, but there's no Google Maps here. Like, every time I drive straight to the marker, often getting stuck in mud or water because yes, the game is old, but the terraforming physics will still blow your mind. Like the stress of spending like 30 minutes trying to get out of a tough spot. It'll just haunt your mind for years. It even comes with a day and night cycle if you want even more of a challenge. I love the variety of the vehicles, from tiny 4x4s to these massive trucks. And it also comes with co-op, so you can get your friend to help you out of sticky situations if that's your thing. Anyways, yeah, I love the game, and MudRunner is on sale now for 80% off, or like $4, which honestly is such a good deal for such a fun title. And then comes the evolution, or maybe devolution, of MudRunner, depending on how you look at it, as up next is Roadcraft. See, first came MudRunner, then came SnowRunner. Both great titles, but for some players, something was missing. Like with those games, you're driving through the same muddy hole or over the same rocky rocks or around a bunch of trees. Now you've got more of a purpose here. You need to fill that hole, clear those rocks, or remove those trees. In the game, you're a specialized construction team and you'll be driving around and repairing these damaged environments. There's a whole bunch of different vehicles to choose from, each with a unique set of skills, from assessing the damages in these scouts to clearing the path with bulldozers to cranes removing infrastructure, and the list goes on. Plus, you'll be managing your team and automating various tasks. Like, to me, it feels more like a job and just less like a fun hobby. Sure, some fans of the game still have their issues with it, but on sale, Roadcraft is 40% off, or like $24, which isn't too bad at all. In terms of job simulators, what about driving a truck? Sounds very exciting. Well, what about doing it in space? Sure, there's popular truck sims out there, but not too many of those take place out in the cosmos. So you'll just be cruising around, jamming your favorite radio stations on your way to a station to load up some cargo, but things will often go wrong. Like the time I drove, or I guess flew in this case, into some debris and I had to climb out and repair it all while my oxygen was running out. It was terrifying. The game gives you this mix of calm with some intense stress situations every now and then, and to me, I love the setting of Star Trucker. I often find myself just staring off into the abyss, jamming the different radio stations, and yes, it's space, but they did a great job at making different locations feel unique. I'd say driving around with extra degrees of movement also can be tricky. I did get frustrated at times, but it's also very satisfying when you get it right. And during the sale, Star Trucker is 65% off, or like $9, which to me is well worth it. Sure, it's no Euro Truck Sim or American Truck Sim, but it's different, it's unusual, it's nice. Then following that is a title called Bladesong, which they're calling themselves the ultimate sword making game. Now I know it's not a very competitive genre, so that's very easy to say, but hey, they've done a great job here. Like, you're going to be literally making swords, changing the length, tapering the width, the curvature, the point, and then adding your flair like some smooth leather if that's your thing. Jobs will come in, you'll be fulfilling the requests, getting paid and unlocking new materials. And there's even a whole tech tree that you can specialize in different abilities. You'll also need to buy equipment and resources to stock up your store. But yeah, the only downside is that it's still in early access. But hey, there is a story mode and there are more chapters coming along soon, as well as a bunch of cool updates. It is a very unique game for sure, but it does come with quite a bit of depth, and it's sitting with overwhelmingly positive reviews on Steam right now. And during the sale, Bladesong is 20% off, or like 16 bucks. So if you want to master the art of making the blade, well then maybe Bladesong is the game for you. And then if you've ever dreamed of working in an Amazon factory, but it's not as soul-crushing, then up next is Parcel Simulator. And while the concept itself doesn't sound very appealing, just give it some time. In the game, you'll be inspecting, automating, and growing your facility just one conveyor belt at a time. During the inspection, you'll be looking out for any shady packages that have some prohibited goods or maybe some contraband, or maybe just a few labeling issues. But then soon it turns into a satisfactory type of game where you get to send those parcels along these intricate conveyor belt systems, all with these automated checking systems. The game is short but punchy, giving you like 10 hours of addictive conveyor sim energy that can easily destroy your weekend if you're not careful. Also right now it's at an all-time low of 30% off, or like $13 during the sale, which isn't bad if you're a fan of these job simulator games and just looking for something different. Following that is a game called Easy Delivery Co., where I got into it simply because of the music in the trailer. I love drum and bass and jungle, and when I heard the music I was like, what? Anyways, this game is a bit of a wild card. I say that because it's quite unique and it's somewhat dark but also cozy, where it's this moody delivery sim type of game. Essentially in the game you'll be delivering goods from point A to point B, but it still comes with some challenge and you'll just be chugging your energy drinks along the way. The game comes with these nostalgic PS1 style graphics where you'll be playing as this cool cat listening to drum and bass or different music in your little truck. Also during the sale, it's 30% off, or like $9. And I can easily recommend this game. It's very addictive, it's very challenging, and if this looks good to you, maybe go check out Easy Delivery Co. today. And then when it comes to job simulators, there's generally the top two out there. There's Power Wash Simulator, and then there's this game, House Flipper 2. You can easily sink hours just zoning out, forgetting about all the worries in the world, where in this game, you basically just live out every white guy doing houses show. You'll be buying, renovating, and cleaning up and selling homes, and you're just having a lot of fun along the way. It's definitely for a certain type of player. Those of you who feel like doing work in a game is a lot of fun, because you'll be doing just that. Plus the game comes with 4-player co-op, so you can grab your friend or loved one and just get sunk into this game. Like if the sound of cleaning up a place and redecorating it and then selling it for a profit sounds like your kind of jam, this is definitely the game for you. I just spent hours just having fun, like especially in the sandbox mode. You can just do what you want. And during the sale, it's 35% off, or like $26, which is a bit steep. But if you just look at the amount of hours you're going to be getting out of this game, House Flipper 2 is highly, highly recommended. Then rounding off the list with some city building and colony sim games that I don't often feature, starting with Go-Go Town. This is a real wholesome and cute city building / life sim that also comes with co-op support, so you can play it with a friend or partner. In the game you play as the mayor who will turn a barren land into a thriving dream town. It's a lot of fun, it's a very delightful game that just looks good, and the devs are very active and responsive, which is always good to see. Besides the typical building up of your town and your economy, there is also exploration and manual resource gathering. You'll be managing the infrastructure, terraforming that landscape, and then constructing buildings to attract some tourists. There is some automation going on as well. You can recruit and program workers, or maybe even some conveyor belts that can handle some of the repetitive tasks like farming, fishing, or delivering goods. They've also just had their full 1.0 release, and on sale it's 25% off, or like 21 bucks. So if you're looking for a wholesome city builder slash life sim, and if you want to play it with a friend or loved one, then Go-Go Town will be the game for you. Then for quite an unusual title, up next is Kingdom 2 Crowns, which is this minimalist side-scrolling strategy game that you get to command a monarch on horseback to build and protect a growing kingdom. You get to explore a procedurally generated landscape, collect gold to recruit loyal subjects, and then assign them to roles like archers, builders, or even farmers. Success in the game depends on how effectively you can manage these limited resources while expanding your borders, as well as reinforcing defenses with walls and towers. Then during the night, you must then defend your domain against the greed, supernatural creatures that attempt to steal your gold as well as your crown. The game focuses on macro management, so it's got a little bit of colony sim elements, it's got a little bit of tower defense elements into it, but what's going to draw you in is that art style. It's very cool. I'm always a sucker for pixel graphics, so I enjoy the art style, but the gameplay itself is very unique too. It doesn't really tick any set box or main genre. It's got a little bit of colony sim elements, it's got strategy, it's got tower defense, all these things put together that make it for quite an interesting game. Also right now during the sale, Kingdom 2 Crowns is 80% off, or like $4, which to me is such a good deal if you're just looking for something interesting, something unique to play. And then rounding up this list, we've got this cozy, relaxing city builder called Fabledom. It's similar to games like Foundation, however it's way more chilled and a lot more adorable in a way. The graphics are charming, the storyline is entertaining, and you can experience different fun events all over the place. You'll watch your settlements grow in this thriving kingdom, which is very satisfying. It's like a proper fairy tale experience with all the bells and whistles. You've got things like flying pigs, you've got giants, you've got gnomes, you've got romance, and all of this comes together like a Disney movie starter pack. The game also comes with these magical monsters, if you can call them that, because they, again, are pretty cute. They will try and attack your kingdom, and you need to defend it and ward off these terrifying tyrants. Overall, the game is a lot of fun. It's not too demanding or stressful. There are still a few bugs here and there. Might get a few crashes, but overall, it's 60% off during the sale. It's going for like $8, which is well worth the price. If you're looking for a city builder or colony sim that's much more relaxing and a lot more Disney-fied than other games in the genre. Well, that wraps up my list. What games did I leave out? Let me know in the comment section below. And as always, a big shout out to my channel members. You guys always mean so much to me. But other than that, it's Marco here from Easily Distracted Games. And as always, don't stop gaming.